guys, and welcome to Bomb Anime. It's your girl
Ruka
and Big Boy Summer here, bringing you another episode of Tower of God. You know what it is. Let's get right into it.
So in this episode we found out that Kuhn's strategy did not stop at that episode Kuhn's strategy, because he was getting into everything, finding things out, and he knew about the note that Hoh had gotten, and he had also spoken to the girl that had a hand in giving him that note.
So it turns out she was basically a puppet of the administrators, allegedly. Kuhn had the goal to go and talk to Lerero about it, thinking that obviously Hansung is doing some underhanded stuff. And I kind of believe him, bro. All fingers point to Hansung.
But let's also look at the fact that Kuhn recognized the tension between Lerero and Hansung and knew that he could play on Lerero's insecurities to get the objective that he wanted.
That's Kuhn 101. I mean, like, let's be honest, that's pretty basic considering what we've seen him do. And Kuhn does not disappoint.
To me, it just makes his character more impressive each time we see him on screen.
I think I was talking to you about this earlier when I was like, I'm tired. All I'm doing is praising Kuhn, and he's not even the main character.
That is true. Also, when he saw Bam give his simp speech, he said, oh, if I had said that, something like that to Maria, maybe things would have been different. So now that's giving me a little bit of a different perspective on his flashbacks that he's had previously and the little bits that we've been given into his sister. Let's hope that it's not really his sister. I'm wondering if whatever happened was actually his fault.
Like, to me, it doesn't seem like it could have been his fault. Because look how competent he is. He is so competent that not only did he outsmart a ranker, play two administrators off themselves, smuggle 3 people into tests that they had no business being in, duplicate certain things, come up with the plan, investigate the fact that someone was going to betray him, and sort it all out. That he said, yo, give me that administrator's test, fam. He is that competent. You mean to tell me that person got outsmarted by someone else? Nah, fam, I don't believe it. You're right. I think you're onto something here. We're going to find out soon what really happened between him and his sister.
Then we've got Hang San-yu again in some more ish. We run into Lopo Bieren, who's pretending to be Yuga, and his objective is to get the Black March and the Green April and get rid of Anak as well. This is probably a continuation of when they wanted her mum dead. And he's from Royal Enforcement Division Unit 67. We don't even know who on earth they are. And then Hang San's like, oh yeah, I'll help you do all those things.
Well, Hang San's made it very clear what his objectives are. Stop stuff that are threats to the tower. There's a few threats to the tower in that group. Anak being one of them, since the king of Jihad has rules and he's in charge and he has to listen to them. And Bam being another one because Bam in it for some reason. Now, Lobo Bieren showed how weak he is against Hansung. And so let's be honest, if Hansung wanted him gone, he'd be gone. But I can't wait to see the development in that. Because Hansung's showing a little bit of a dark side that I really want to find out what's going on, bro.
I don't think that Anak is breaking of the rules. Now, I know that the rule is to not procreate, but the reasoning is to stop the spread of the power. Her mom is dead, so the power technically hasn't spread any further.
So you're saying as long as she's alive to trade the place of her mum, it should be all cool?
Yeah.
But she's not been bound by the strict rules of being a princess of Jihad, innit?
That's on them.
Yeah, and so
she was a baby. She was really young. They could have easily stepped in and sorted it out.
They are stepping in. They brought Yuga in. What are you talking about? Hang Sang said, I'm going to bless you. You're going to jump in with your vote. That's them trying to solve their problem. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I understand.
I still don't know what side Hang San-yu's on. Yeah, he's shown a darker side, but at the same time, he's the kind of person that, from the beginning, since we've seen him on screen, has been all about playing with people's minds, seeing what they'll do, and seeing how far they can be pushed.
Did you just say you don't know whose side Hang Sang is on?
yeah, like, I don't know if he really is gonna help Lopo BRN. Like, because he doesn't seem to be on anyone's side. He just wants to have fun.
Yeah, hansung's on hansung's side.
So I don't know. I don't even know how this whole situation's gonna play out.
These rankers have weird emotions. Like, Leroro seems to be a bit of a stiff, stuck up your butt sort of guy. But everyone else seems to be, as you said, do whatever they want. Look at Quan. No one's gonna tell him nothing. And then Hansang has got more power than all of them. Like, he seems to be super strong for some reason. So it's really interesting watching this dynamic.
Speaking of Quan, I want to say something that I haven't said on the other episodes because he was kind of irritating me. But even though he has his little tantrums and stuff like that, he has very strong moral fiber. He hated the people that betrayed their other teammates, even though it technically helped him out. He didn't care about that. He couldn't stand the fact that someone had betrayed their own comrades. Like, it really got to him. And I liked seeing that part of his personality. They didn't just make him one thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think we're going to see some more from him because we saw him in this episode as well. He didn't really do or say anything, but he seemed also quite sad that Hoh had actually died. Even though he seemed flippant at the time when he was like, oh, he's dead already. Also, thank God that Hoh's dead because he really did deserve it. But at the same time, I actually did like the way they sent him off. It was a really nice way to send him off. He didn't deserve it, but I enjoyed it.
I mean, I want to talk about that girl I don't know her name.
The one that left.
Yeah. Her story was a nice accent throughout the season so far. And you made a really good point earlier on about her.
I was saying that, yeah, she did leave, but she's been searching for something and she's found it now. So, the King of Jihad took the administrator's test and then he was recognized as king. To me, that means one of two things. The King of Jihad is stronger than the administrator, and so he was recognized. Or he took the administrator's test and his wish was to be the king.
Or Bam is the King of Jihad, because we saw at the very end where he goes, nice to meet you again. Yes, I understand he had a contract with him already and so on and so forth, but all things point for me that Bam is the King of Jihad, bro.
Are you sure that that's the same beast? Because we only saw an eyeball.
100% sure. I'm willing to bet your life on it.
Whoa! Can we just talk about how Hang San-yu is flexing this whole episode like he has never before? He mostly just walks around. He turned Rak into a chibi version of himself. Poor Rak, he didn't even change him back. He killed Lopo BRN's pet without moving a muscle. And he beat a student to a pulp in front of everyone by just holding up his palm.
Flexing. Like, Hansang's been flexing this episode though. He come in looking like a G. He's been walking like a G. He's been acting like a G. You know what? Hansang's a G, you know.
I don't know about that. I think that he has a very fragile psychological state. When Leroro came in the room and was speaking to him and he said, oh, I hope nothing happens. Before he even got up, he cracked his entire bowl in his hands, and he clearly does not like that. You saw in one of the earlier episodes when he was making tea, he intentionally flicked the tea packet onto his face and made the tea, do you remember that? Made the tea go all over his face. I was thinking, raw, that is really disrespectful, like for no reason. And he must know that he's working with Kun in some capacity. He knew something was going on. He's not stupid. Everyone is smart here. And it's really nice watching them all try to outsmart the other while the others are realizing what's going on and developing their own counterattacks.
Yeah, basically, this is like a game of Among Us with Light Yagami, Dr. Stone, all of them guys. You know what I'm talking about. You've all seen the memes. So, like, this show is actually really good and well written in terms of intrigue, suspense, and just great strategy all around.
And great story.
Very good story. And it's a manual.
Also, let's talk about how Bam is a broken rule just by being here. And then you've got that everyone else being given the choice to abandon Bam and climb the tower the normal way, or help Bam and get the right to start the tower in the shortest route possible, but becoming outcasts. And then everyone was like, yeah, we won't abandon Bam. What? Come on. No, not one person was just like, F this.
Yeah, there was that green guy.
No, but then he changed his mind in the end because everybody else was, and he jumped on the bandwagon. He was like, oh, I was only joking. I was part of the setup that Rack and Coon, you know, how they were doing their little play to get everyone to stay with Bam.
Yeah, I get that, but that guy's a betrayer. I don't trust him.
Neither. Why is he here? How did he pass? I don't understand.
I don't get it myself.
Like, I wish he had gone. Like, I do not like this dude. And I don't want them trying to get me to like him either. Like, I don't want to see him more often in the show. And I don't want you to try and develop any feelings between me and this character. Like, just leave me alone. I don't like him.
So what you're saying is that you see that big graveyard there? There needs to be another spot for that guy.
Right.
Yep, 100%. I agree with that.
That graveyard was beautiful.
It was, wasn't it?
Also, I liked that it was Shibisu that actually saw through the whole charade.
Yeah, it's very uncharacteristic of him, isn't it?
Well, they're developing his character slowly. Like, he is quite insightful a lot of the times, even though he's a fool. He's the one that knew that chick was leaving. And out of everyone, he was the only one. Well, I'll say the only one that cared, because I'm sure that Coon probably figured it out as well.
Yeah, of course.
And a few others probably did as well. Leroux is very intelligent. A lot of them are very intelligent. But he was the only one that actually went out. I know they had that little rivalry, which I like the way they saw her off as well. It was nice. But that's all we have for you today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Peace.